Hey everybody, welcome back to Yogi Plant. We have a fun all-around sequence tonight. It's about 60 minutes like always, and tonight we're going to be focusing on hips and twists. So I am a little bit congested still. I was sick last week, so just bear with me, I guess, and I will do my best. So let's hit our mat. You might notice I have two blocks here tonight, just that's so that I can remember to have this block on the side of my mat, because sometimes I forget. So if you have one block, that's cool. You can take a seat on it if you like. And that's about it for props tonight. So I invite you guys to join me in Sukhasana, cross-legged pose, or some people like to call it easy pose. And I just invite you to start coming into your breath here, doing some inhales and exhales through your nose, of course, pausing at the top and also pausing at the bottom of each breath. And as you slowly start to fall into your breath, I invite you to come to the present moment on your mat. Bringing your awareness into your body. Sitting up tall. Dropping your shoulders down your back. Opening up that collarbone. And drawing in your Uddiyana Bandha or your kind of your navel area in towards your spine. And maybe just checking that your chin is coming in a little bit towards your chin, just a tiny bit. As you're coming into your yoga breath, maybe counting the seconds you're breathing in or the beats, and then exhaling for that same amount of time. Once again, a reminder to take those mindful pauses at the top and also the bottom of your breath. We're going to take a few breaths together here. So on your next inhale, I invite you to bring your arms up, bringing your palms together at the top of your breath, and then exhaling, opening your palms out, away from you, bringing your hands down. We'll do this a couple more times. Inhaling up, pausing at the top, and exhaling down. Inhaling up. And exhaling down. One more time, inhaling up. And exhaling down. And then at the bottom of your breath, just allowing your hands to fall on either side of your outsides of your thighs. And on your next exhale, just tilting your head to the right, from your right ear down towards your shoulder. You can also use your hand and just gently place it on top of your head here. Continuing to breathe. Maybe breathing into that left hand side of your neck. And on your next exhale, letting your hand fall back down and just turning your head to face the right hand side of your mat. Allowing your shoulders to keep dropping down your back. And on your next inhale, coming to center. And as you exhale, dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. And if it feels okay, using your hand to just give a little bit of weight to your head. Or you might be perfectly happy not using your hand, and that's fine too. Continuing to breathe here. Now into the right hand side of your neck. Now on an exhale, we'll drop our hand, turning our head to face towards the left hand side. Continuing to sit up tall, shoulders dropping down back, and inhaling into that right hand. Inhale, we'll come to center. And on the exhale, we'll just tilt our head forward, bringing our chin in towards our chest. Now breathing up along the back of our neck. Continuing to breathe here. And on the inhale, coming to center. And continuing as you inhale to look up. Now breathing into the front part of your throat. One more breath. And on the exhale, meet back in center. So back in Sukhasana, sitting up tall, drawing in that navel area. And on your next inhale, we're going to take our left hand, put it on our right knee, right hand behind us, drawing in that navel. And as we exhale, we're going to twist through the waist to the right. Continuing to breathe here. And on your next exhale, coming to center. Same thing on the other side, inhaling, drawing in that navel. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind us. And as we exhale, twisting through the waist to the left. One more breath here. Exhale into center. And as we continue to breathe, we're just going to do some shoulder circles to warm up our shoulder blades here. So pick your favorite direction, do some circles. And then we'll go the opposite way. Maintaining that breath. And then we'll meet in the center. We're going to come up and do a kneeling gait. So I invite you to come up to your knees. If you have sensitive knees, you could roll your mat underneath your knee. to just give a little more cushioning. We're going to take our right leg, stick it out beside us. Inhaling, we're going to take our left hand, raising it into the air, palm facing the right. And as we exhale, we're going to just slide our right hand down our leg, reaching our left hand towards the front of the mat or the top of the mat. Maintaining our weight balance distribution between our foot and our knee here. If it feels okay, you can also look up to the ceiling. Breathing all the way up along that left-hand side. And on your next exhale, we'll come to center, bringing both knees together, or not totally together. They're probably about hip distance apart. We're going to take our left leg out now. Same thing, our palm is on our thigh here. We're going to inhale our right hand up, palm facing the back of our mat this time. And as we exhale, we'll reach towards the back of the mat. And once again, if it feels okay, you can inhale, looking up towards the ceiling. Inhaling all along the right-hand side of your body. One more breath. And as we exhale, we'll come to center. Once again, coming to our knees. All right, starting to warm up a little bit here. That feels good. So we're going to come into tabletop now. So your your wrists are underneath your shoulders, and your knees are underneath your hips, and your knees are about hip distance apart. You're actively engaging your navel here. And as you inhale, we're going to go into our cow, forehead and tailbone, reaching towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we're going to arch our back, moving our forehead and our tailbone to face the mat. Coming into cat. And we're going to continue this for a few cycles. So inhaling into cow. And exhaling into cat. And drawing that navel up when you're in cat. And then letting it go when you're inhaling into cow. The previous classes we had, we shifted our breathing to the opposite, where we were exhaling into cow and inhaling to cat. That's fine too. You can definitely do that. It does help to calm your nerves. So if you're ever finding you're having a little bit of anxiety or you're just really nervous, it's a nice way to do that. And then the opposite is when you're inhaling into cow, moving your body and exhaling into cat, and draw some energy up into your body. All right, after you find your last cat there, we'll meet in tabletop, making sure our fingers are spread. And as we exhale, we're going to flip our toes. We're going to raise our bums to the ceiling into downward dog. Feel free here to take a few pedaling those knees. You can also sway side to side. Your gaze up towards your navel, which is encouraging to draw your navel in and up towards your spine. Pushing through the fleshy part of the top of your hand, the top of your palm. Remembering to open those elbow pits up towards the top of your mat. As we exhale, we're going to bend our knees. Inhaling, big step forward, bringing both feet to the top of your mat. Exhaling down to forward fold. Remembering to bend those knees as much as you need to get your hands on the floor. Inhaling up halfway into Ardha Uttanasana. Gaze straight ahead of you, exhaling back down. Hands to the floor, and then inhaling up all the way. Into salute, big reach up towards the ceiling. Exhaling down, bringing your palms together towards the chest, and then exhaling down all the way. We're going to find ourselves here in Tadasana or mountain pose. So your feet are hip distance apart or maybe a little bit closer together. Standing strong here, drawing that energy up through your feet. Remembering to engage your knees, which engages your leg muscles. Drawing your navel in. Try opening up your palms. I tend to put my palms towards my body, but it's nice to try something new. And as you open up your palms, you'll feel your shoulder blades move back, down your back. On an inhale, we're going to come to salute. Reaching up towards the ceiling. We're going to exhale all the way down to forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Hands to your upper shins, your knees, or your thighs. Exhaling your hands back down. We're going to take our right foot and step it back. So you're coming into a low lunge here, and your front ankle's over top of your knee. You can drop your knee down, your back knee, and then let your foot, if it feels okay for your foot, the top of your foot go down on your mat. Now you might want to open up your stance here a little bit, widen it by scooching your left foot or your front foot just a little bit over to the left. We're going to inhale, bringing our hands to our hips. And if you find this is really wobbly, you're going to widen your stance a little more. On the inhale, we're going to cactus our arms. And then we're going to push our elbows back, just opening up our shoulders a little bit more. Continuing to breathe here. We're going to inhale our hands into a T. And on an exhale, we're going to twist to our left. Maintaining for a yoga breath. Our next exhale, we're going to take our right hand, put it down beside our foot, inhaling our left hand up. Continuing to breathe here. As we exhale, we're going to take our left hand and put it down on the other side of our foot. We're going to inhale that back knee up. And then we're going to bring our back foot to meet our front foot. Coming back into a forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling back down to forward fold. Now we're going to take our left foot and step it back. So once again, same thing. Make sure your front knee is over top of your front ankle. You can drop that back knee. And if it feels okay, flatten your foot too. If not, you can keep your foot kind of, your toes tucked like that. All right, and once you have a wide enough stance, inhaling your hands to your hips. Finding your stability here in our low lunge. Inhaling your hands into cactus. And then pushing your elbows back a little bit. And then we're going to inhale our hands to a T. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to our right. Inhaling here. Taking our left hand now as we exhale down to meet our foot. And inhaling our right hand up into the air. So you can look either straight ahead or up at the ceiling. One more breath here. And as we exhale, we're going to bring our right hand down to meet our foot on the other side. Inhaling that back knee back up. And as we exhale, we're going to take our front foot and step it back. Coming into plank, your version of plank, you feel free to drop your knees, holding for a yoga breath. And then we're going to exhale, slowly lowering down through Chaturanga Dandasana and lowering all the way to the floor. As we inhale, we're going to come into Baby Cobra, lifting our head and our chest off the ground. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up through your tabletop. And then exhaling into downward dog. Raising that tailbone up towards the ceiling. And of course, continuing to breathe. Your drishti up towards your navel here. And make sure you can't see your heels. One more breath. And as we exhale, we'll bend our knees. Inhaling big steps up towards the top of the mat. Exhaling down. Forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling back down. And then inhaling all the way up. Reaching up through salute. To the ceiling, maybe going into a itty bitty back bend here. And then exhaling down, palms front. And then hands to your side. Coming back to Tadasana. Good job, everybody. So you're going to want to open your stance like about hip distance apart or a little bit less. We're going to inhale our hands up into salute. And as we exhale, we're going to bend our knees coming into chair. So I always check to make sure I can see the tops of my toes. And then I try to go a little bit lower when I'm in chair. Drawing in that navel. Some people tuck a little bit through the tailbone, but you don't have to. Drishti straight ahead, dropping those shoulders down your back. And on your next exhale, we're going to come into revolved chair. So you're going to take that left elbow, tuck it around your knee, turning your body to the right. If it feels okay, looking up at the ceiling or looking straight ahead. One more breath here. And on an exhale, we'll come to center. Taking a breath here, inhaling. Exhaling, revolve. Turning the other way now, so tucking your right elbow around your knee. Finding that navel. Maybe even trying to drop your bum down a little bit lower if you're feeling adventurous. One more breath here. Inhaling to center. And as we exhale, we're going to straighten our knees a little bit and drop our hands down to forward fold. Inhaling up halfway into Ardha Uttanasana. Exhaling back down. Uttanasana. Stepping back with our right foot first. Taking a quick peek at our stance. Front knee over the front ankle. And then we're going to exhale, bringing our front foot back to meet our back. Coming into plank. Holding for a breath here. Exhaling all the way down. Inhaling up halfway, or a little bit into baby cobra. Let your chest and your forehead. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up through tabletop. Finding that alignment, and then flipping your toes. Exhaling, lifting your bum to the sky. Into downward dog. So being sure that your fingers are spread apart here. Continuing to breathe. Turning that inner part of your elbows towards the top of your mat. One more breath here. And on an exhale, we'll bend our knees. Inhaling big steps forward to the top of the mat. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling our hands back down to forward fold. Now we're going to take our right foot and step it back. And we're going to bend our front knee over our front ankle. Coming up, being sure that your back foot is open up about 45 degrees. And your hips are facing the top right hand corner of your mat. We're going to inhale our hands up into warrior one. And you can always take a peek at your knee, your front knee here, to make sure you can see the inside of your foot. Remembering to drop your shoulders down your back. And balance that weight between your feet. And drawing that navel in. And on exhale, we'll bring our hands down. We're going to pivot our feet. So first we're going to pivot our feet so that they're parallel with the front and the back of the mat. Then we're going to open up our toes so that they're facing the corners of the mat. We're going to inhale our arms into star. Holding this for a couple of breaths. Possibly feeling successful. And as we exhale, bring our hands to prayer, bending our knees, coming into goddess. Continuing to breathe here, drawing in that navel area. And if it feels okay, you can cactus your arms. And you can even try pushing your elbows back a little bit more. Open up your shoulders here. And on an inhale, we'll straighten our legs. And as we're exhaling, we're going to pivot our back foot. So our toes are about 45 degrees. Your front foot is, your toes are facing the back of the mat. I'm going to bend that knee. I always have to wind my stance here. So we're bending our knee, hands to our hips to start. And then we're going to inhale our arms up into warrior one. So your drishti here can be straight ahead or up at the ceiling. Once again, nice balance between your front foot and your back. Nice even balance of weight. Dropping those shoulders down. Continuing to breathe. And on your next exhale, we'll take our hands and bring them on either side of our foot. We're going to pivot that back foot so that our toes are facing the back of the mat. And then we're going to take our front foot to meet our back, coming into plank. Drishti straight ahead. And on your next exhale, we're going to lower down through Chaturanga Dandasana and then all the way to the floor. Inhaling into baby cobra. Just pausing here for a moment. Continuing to breathe. Dropping those shoulders down your back. Supporting yourself with your core here. Exhaling back down. Inhaling up through tabletop. And exhaling, raising our bum to the sky, to the ceiling. Coming into downward dog. Your gaze at your navel, pushing through the palms of your hand, top palms. Maybe imagining doing like a kind of like a suction cup so that the middle part of your palm isn't touching the mat at all. Maybe letting those heels drop down a little more. And on your next exhale, we'll bend our knees. Inhaling big steps towards the back of your mat. Exhaling down, forward fold. Inhaling up halfway. Exhaling back down. And bending those knees. Inhaling, bring your palms into prayer. And here we are in chair. And then inhaling, standing all the way up into salute. Exhaling, palms to your side. Great job, you guys. All right, so we're gonna move into our standing pose, last one of this series. So you're gonna be standing with your feet about hip distance apart. I can turn to face you. So you're gonna transfer your weight to your right hand foot. You're gonna inhale, crossing your your shin across your thigh, coming into standing figure four, hands into prayer, and then sink down as if you're moving into chair. So I'm going to join you guys by facing the same way as you, finding that drishti. Drawing in your navel here. And as we inhale, we're going to straighten up a bit, taking our left foot and then stepping it back behind us. So your toes are facing now towards the top of the left-hand corner of your mat. We're going to inhale, bringing our hands, grabbing our elbows, inhaling, opening up our chest to the ceiling. Exhaling, hinging at the waist. Coming into half pyramid. Your drishtis looking towards your big toe. On inhale, we're going to look up a little bit. And as we exhale, we're going to release our hands, bring our hands down towards the mat. Continuing to hinge at the waist. And if you do have a block handy, you can grab that and put it underneath your left hand. And on an inhale, you're going to take your right hand and raise it up towards the ceiling, your palm facing away from you. Coming into revolve triangle here. Your drishti can be at the ceiling or straight ahead. Exhaling your palm back down. We're going to inhale, bring your hands to our waist, coming up halfway. Exhaling here. And then we're going to inhale, coming all the way up and bringing our back foot to meet our front. Okay, so we are going to do the same thing now on the other side. So I'll start by facing you guys. So you're going to shift your weight now to your left foot. And we're going to take our right leg and cross it over our left. And as we exhale, bring our hands into prayer, coming into standing figure four. Now I'll join you guys at the back of the mat, finding that drishti, keeping that core strong. One more breath here. And on an inhale, we're going to stand up a bit, taking our right foot and stepping behind us. So now your toes are facing the top right-hand corner of your mat. You're going to grab your elbows the other way, and you're going to know it's right because it feels weird. Then you're going to open up your collarbone to the ceiling, exhaling, hinging at the waist, keeping an eye on that big toe. Continuing to breathe here. One more breath. And as you exhale, you can drop your hands down towards the mat. Inhale, looking up a bit. Exhale, dropping down. And then we're going to take our block, if you have a block, in our right hand. If not, you're going to transfer your weight to the right hand on your mat. And as we inhale, we're going to lift our left palm into the air, coming into revolve triangle on the other side. Once again, your drishti can be at the ceiling or straight ahead. It's nice to aim to bring that top palm almost in line with your lips here. Exhaling, top hand back down, meet the mat. Inhaling up halfway, hands to your waist. Exhaling here, and then inhaling all the way up. And bringing your feet together at the back of your mat. All right. So we're actually going to turn around now, and we're going to face our mats. We're going to inhale our hands up towards the ceiling, into salute. We're going to exhale down to forward fold, and then we're going to caterpillar our arms forward, coming into plank. Once again, feel free to drop your knees if you'd like to do that tonight. And as we exhale, round lower all the way down to our tummies. Now we're going to come into Sphinx here. So you're going to take your elbow and put it where your hand was in both places here. So your elbows are underneath your shoulders. And then on an inhale, we're going to just gently raise our heads up, pushing our pubic bone into the mat. Maybe pushing in from the tops of our feet into our mat. Continue to breathe here. And as we exhale, we'll just lower down. Bringing our hands once again underneath our shoulders. We're going to inhale up to tabletop. And as we exhale, we're going to come into downward dog. All right, so your fingers are spread. We're finding our stance in downward dog. We're going to move into three-legged downward dog and pigeon. So on an inhale, I invite you to raise your right leg into the air. As you exhale, we're going to bring our knee into our knee, doing a tuck, inhaling back up, exhaling into a tuck, knee to nose, inhaling back up one more time. And this time, as you exhale, you're going to bring your knee to meet your right wrist, and your heel is underneath your left hip. So we're coming into pigeon. Take a moment to settle yourself. Inhaling, looking up. Continuing to breathe here. And if it feels okay on your next exhale, just walking your hands forward until you find a comfortable position. You could use your block to rest your head. If that's working for you tonight. You might play with a few different positions, but finding something that's going to work for you and you can find some silence in the pose is beneficial. Remembering to keep that back leg and foot active by pressing into the through the tops of your foot into the mat. A couple more breaths here. And on an inhale, we're going to walk our hands back up. Coming into half pigeon, opening that collarbone up towards the ceiling. And as we exhale, we'll take our right knee back, coming into tabletop. And then on an exhale, raising our bums to the ceiling, coming into downward dog. Be sure to spread your fingers here. Raise that tailbone up towards the ceiling. And on an inhale, we're going to raise our left leg now. Exhaling, tucking our knee into our nose. Inhaling, leg up. Exhaling, tucking knee to nose. Inhaling, leg up. And on an exhale, we're going to bring our knee behind our left wrist, dropping our right hip down towards our ankle here. Inhaling, opening up your chest towards the ceiling. Staying here if this feels good for you tonight. And if not, exhaling, walking your hands out in front of you. Once again, grabbing your block if you like. Finding your version of pigeon tonight. Checking that back foot so that's not splaying out. You want to be pointing away from you. Don't forget to breathe. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, we'll start to walk our hands back, bringing ourselves back up into half pigeon. And as we exhale, we'll take our front knee, bringing it back to meet our back, coming into tabletop here. And on an exhale, we're going to come into child's pose. So you can bring your feet in closer to each other, opening up your thighs. Dropping your head down onto the mat. Always the option to grab a block if you find that this is uncomfortable. You can put your head on a block. And if your hands are in front of you, you could try pushing through your fingertips. And alternatively, your hands could also be alongside your body. We're going to stay here for a couple more breaths. In this grounding pose. And on your next inhale, you can use your hands to bring yourself up. And we're going to grab our block. And we're going to come into sitting with our feet out in front of us. All right, so we are going to take our right foot and we're going to bend our right knee. So our right foot's kind of underneath of us. And then we're going to take our left foot and put it on the outside of our right knee. Sitting up tall, we're going to inhale, engaging our navel. Right hand is on our knee, left hand is behind us. And as we exhale, we're going to twist to the left. And remembering as you inhale, sitting up straighter. And as you exhale, maybe twisting a little more. Inhaling, coming to center. And as you exhale, you're going to take that top knee and just settle it on top of the bottom. So we're in like cow face legs, and then we're gonna go into eagle arms. So you can take your right elbow, put it underneath your left, and then wrap your arms around each other, inhaling, pushing your elbows away from you. Bringing back that yoga breath. Maybe breathing into your shoulder blades here, or any area you might find a little discomfort in. And on an exhale, we'll release. Take our legs out in front of us. Now we're going to take our right knee and bend it. Or sorry, our left, and our left foot's underneath of us. Then we're going to take our right knee, our right foot, and put it on the outside of our left knee. Left hand, it's hard to get your left and rights figured out here sometimes. So your left hand is on your knee. You're going to inhale, engaging your navel. Right hand goes behind you, and as you exhale, you're going to twist to your right. Once again, as you inhale, sitting up straighter. And as you exhale, twisting a little more to your right. Through your waist. On an inhale, we'll come to center. Exhaling, dropping that top knee now to align it with the bottom. We're going to inhale the left elbow up, taking our right elbow and putting it on top. Coming into eagle arms here, pushing our elbows away from ourselves. Once again, breathing into any part of your body that wants some attention. Drawing that navel in. One more breath here. And on an exhale, we'll drop our arms down, bringing our feet out in front of us, coming into staff pose for just a moment here. Drawing our toes, pointing our toes towards our forehead. And on our next exhale, we'll come off our blocks. And we're going to bring ourselves down so our knees are up and our backs are on the mat. We're going to take our feet, we're going to come into a bridge pose here. So you're going to draw your heels close to your bum, and your knees can either be together or opened up about hip distance. A reminder not to look at me. And your palms are on your mat. And as you inhale, lifting your pelvis up towards the ceiling. And if it feels okay, clasping your hands behind your back and just lifting up your pelvis a little bit higher. So you're lifting through your thighs here. Nice strong thighs. Unclenching your buttocks. Couple more breaths here. And on your next exhale, you can unclench your hands, unclasp your hands, and then lower yourself down a little bit at a time. And then bring your knees in, draw your knees towards your chest, hugging them. Give yourself a little hug. Letting those shoulder blades rest on your mat. You can even roll your ankles here. We do draw some circles with your feet. And on your next inhale, You're going to take your hands, move them along the inside of your legs, moving into happy baby so you can grab your toes, outsides of your feet or your ankles. Knees are bent. Inhaling, drawing the soles up towards the ceiling. Maybe rocking a little bit here. You might just naturally rock. And on an exhale, we're going to release our feet down to our mat, keeping our knees bent here. Now you're going to bring your legs together, and you can put your hands in a T, your arms in a T, or in cactus. And on your next exhale, you're going to let your knees fall to the right as you turn your forehead to the left. Coming into a reclined twist here. Always the option to support your knees here with a block if you like. Couple more breaths here. And on your next inhale, raising your knees up, forehead facing the ceiling. And as you exhale, letting your knees fall to the left as you turn your forehead to the right. Couple more breaths here. And on an inhale, you bring your knees to face the ceiling, forehead facing up. And on your next exhale, maybe hugging your knees one more time. Coming into reclined child's pose. Maybe starting to let your breath go a little bit here, not controlling it too much. And when you're ready, we'll release our knees, releasing our legs down onto the mat. Getting ready for Shavasana, our corpse pose. So some people like to keep their knees bent. That's perfectly fine. Your palms facing up. If your legs are straight, you're just letting your feet fall from side to side. And then releasing your breath 100% here. You can even sigh out your mouth. Letting that tongue fall away from the backs of your teeth. Relaxing your forehead and your jawbone. Maybe taking note of each body part that's touching the floor and where it's touching the floor. And bringing your awareness to your awareness. gonna slowly start to awaken our body, moving our fingers maybe and toes, feet. Moving how you need to move tonight. Giving your body a little stretch. And when you're ready, just turning to your side, resting your head on your arm. Slowly using your hands, bringing yourself up to sitting. Or hey, we're online. One, you can stay Shavasana. Thanks everybody for sharing your practice with me tonight and with each other. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.